And I saw the president's White House counterterrorism director, Sebastian Gorka, on CNN raising this, and I completely agree with his statements that we need to start seeing from the national and federal law enforcement level a discussion and a unit set up at the national law enforcement level directly focused on radical trans violence. There's been too many shootings. There's been too many killers. Look, we used to have a problem with serial killers in this country back in the 1970s. We didn't make excuses for it. We didn't apologize for, Jeffrey Dahmer and using the wrong pronouns for Jeffrey Dahmer. No, we went after them and we talked about it as a society and we put our resources at the federal level against it. I would love to see, an FBI unit, whatever the most appropriate use would be, that's dedicated to going after these networks and these groups, because these attacks are eerily similar. They're happening all over the country. You keep seeing information about message boards and different areas where people are discussing attack vectors and types of attacks. So where is the federal law enforcement response to radical trans violence?
Well, the best response, I think, today for Kash and Dan Bongino and Seb, if you set up you're the head of counterterrorism, arrest the mother today. She's an accessory to murder, okay? She's an accessory to murder of what she did to this young kid, right? What she allowed to happen and kind of what she drove to happen.
Because the mother left. Remember, the mother left.
I got an answer. Indict her and arrest her. Indict her and arrest her, and let her defense lawyer give some answers. Let her give some answers when she's in the docket on the murder trial, right? She's an accessory to murder, flat out.
Well, we need to see what's going on with the mom and dad, because it looks like the mom left a couple of years ago. So we need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, but if you look at all the different postings and things like that, she was deep part of this. Anyway, I'm open to have a counter argument, but I think they ought to move to arrest her. She's an accessory. You got to get the psychiatrists, you got to get the school counselors, you get everybody that nudges this along, right? NBC News with your right pronouns. Anybody that pushes this along, this radical transgender ideology that we've been on with Brandon Showalter and these guys at the Christian Post and Dr. Miriam Grossman and others for years and years and years. Now you're absolutely correct. They're coming to kill. They want to take out as many, and they particularly focused on small children.
The mother yet?
I have no idea. They ought to interview her and then arrest her.
I'd love to hear about this.